question here. From a point on the straight road, Lupi and Maria start at the same time and ride bicycles in opposite directions. Lupi rides 10 miles per hour and Maria rides 12 miles per hour. In how many hours will they be 55 miles apart? Now, can somebody tell me what would be the first step here?
Let x equal Maria's time and x minus 2 equal Lupe.
X and x minus 2. Well, this is the distance, rate, and time problem here. So let's take a look at the formula first. We have a distance, d. What is the distance would be equal to? Anyone? In terms of rate and time?
55 miles.
Okay, I'm more interested in writing a formula first. Distance, rate, time. How do you write that? Distance is equal to
rate over time.
Okay, you said rate over time.
D equals R times T.
Very good. R rate times T. Okay, rate is how fast you're going. Okay, let's say you're going 20 miles per hour, or you're driving your car in the freeway. You're going 55 miles per hour. So if you look at the unit of this, what's the units of rate? Unit of rate, how fast you're going. Here is, let's say the unit is miles per hour. Now, what's the unit of time? What's the unit of time? Anyone? Okay, those of you logged in online, you can grab a microphone and respond. What's the unit of time?
Is it x?
No, the unit. The unit of rate.
Oh, hours.
Hours, very good. So R, if R is a rate, how fast you're going, and T is the time. So the unit of time is hours. So if I multiply their units, I can see if I have a right equation here. As you see here, if I multiply miles per hour times hours, the hours and hours reduces, and what do I get for the unit of the distance?
Miles.
Miles, and that makes sense, right? Distance. The unit for the distance would be miles, right? And the unit of time is, in this case, is hour. And the rate, how fast you're going, would be miles per hour. So just by looking at the unit, you can see you come up with the right formula here. Distance is equal to rate times time. So in this problem here, let's see if you can write down the distance that each of these two people are covering. Okay, here it says from a point on a straight road, Lupi and Maria start at the same time and ride bicycles in opposite directions. So let's take a look at it. Let's just picture this. This is the road here. Okay, let's say it's going this way. One goes this way, and the other one going this way. Okay, forget about driving bicycle now. Okay, so let's say L would be loopy and M would be Maria. They are riding the bicycle a straight road. At the same time, the opposite direction. Okay. So this would be like if they were going towards each other. So opposite direction would be if they were if you move opposite direction would be if one going this way and the other person going this way, right? So how far the going here, let's say loopy Maria. You remember distance is equal to rate times time. So we know the rate. We know their rate. We just don't know their time. So let's assume t is equal to. You just need to let t, the time, equal to a variable. Let's call it x. You can call it t, but let's call it x here. Can somebody tell me the distance that Maria covers in terms of x here? Anyone?
Maria would cover 12x.
Very good. Maria would cover 12x here. All right. Can somebody tell me the distance that loopy would covers in terms of x? Anyone?
You cover 10x.
Very good. 10x. So here we have the distance that Maria covers going opposite direction, 12x, and the distance that loopy covers, 10x. And here we want to know in how many hours will they be 55 miles apart. Okay, so anybody can tell me the equation now? 55 miles apart, so 55 miles. Let's assume from here to here is 55 miles. Okay, by looking at this picture, can somebody tell me what would be the formula in terms of x and 55? Okay, anyone?
10x plus 12x equals 55 miles.
Very good. 10x plus 12x is equal to 55. This is the equation that we need to write here to solve for x, x being the time. So we have 10x plus 12x is equal to 55. Now, can somebody tell me how do you solve for x and what is x?
That equals 22x equals 55. And then you divide both sides by 22, which will leave it at x equals 2.5 hours.
Very good. X equal to 2.5 hours. Simple as that. So it would be easier to maybe picture the word problems like this sometimes. And you also need to know the formula. When you come up with the formula, it would be a good idea to look at the units if the formula you're putting together makes sense. And we did that here. We said okay, rate here is miles per hour. I deleted this hour here earlier. And then time is hour. So if you look at the formula, that should make sense. Distance, the units of distance is mile here. Miles here. And then we picture this. We said, okay, Maria going to the right and Lupi going to the left. They're going the opposite direction. And then we write how far each would cover in terms of x. We let the time be equal to x. So again, rate times time is equal to distance. So this would be 12x. That would be the distance that Maria covers, and 10x would be the distance that Lupi covers. And we want to know at what time they would be 55 miles apart. So just by looking at this picture, you can see the equation that we need to write down is 10x plus 12x equal to 55, and then we just simply solve for x, and that's the time that they wanted to find. So you just have to read the question carefully and picture it. If they say they're going toward each other, as I was showing you earlier, you can show the picture that way, so we can come up with the right equation like we have here.